searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line, keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. Searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Heart of Gold by Neil Young, an all-time classic this one. Great for beginners. Simple chords, simple strumming, but if you're an intermediate guitar player, I can give you a little bit more detail. I'm a huge Neil Young fan, so I spend quite a lot of time playing this song and getting under the hood a little bit. So I'm going to show you some of the more subtle things that you don't have to do if you're a beginner, but maybe if you're progressing a little bit further on your guitar journey, you might like to get stuck into those things. I'm going to start by going through super simple chords, making sure that we get the basics down properly, and then we'll add more and more detail as we go along. I'll give you a little bit of a taster of the harmonica thing too. I don't feel like I'm a great harmonica teacher because I play just by trial and error. I kind of muck around till I find the things that I want, but I'll try and set you on the right path if you want to get into doing the harmonica thing as well. So let's get started. So starting off with the intro chords, we've got E minor for 2 beats, C chord for 2 beats, D for 2, and G for 2. Now just a couple of little notes that you might want to think about. E minor, pretty standard grip. C chord, standard grip. Very often Neil Young plays C chord like that with the G bass note, but in this song he doesn't. He makes sure that he's just playing the C there. Be sure to be muting that thicker string with the tip of your third finger there. D, and the G chord, again, this is the way that Neil plays it. It's the one that I'd recommend for this key, using this fingering, just third and fourth fingering. You're muting the fifth string. Of course, if you're much more comfortable with G that way, it's going to sound more or less the same, but I think that's the one that you want for this particular song. So the intro again, E minor to C, da da, D to G, E minor to C, then it's D to G, E minor, ba 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 da 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 ba ba da, and then we're into the riff. Even if you're a beginner, you probably want to have a bit of a go at this riff. It is the iconic part of the song. So third and fourth fingers for the E minor, but you want to stretch out with a little finger in the third fret of the second string. It makes it an E minor 7. If you find it too difficult to put little finger down there using fingers 2 and 3, which is the way that Neil plays it, you could use fingers 1 and 2 there for the E minor and use little finger there. You might find that easier. I find it a lot easier using fingers 3 and 4 there. But the key thing that really gives it the sound of this particular riff is kind of pumping the third and fourth fingers. So I'm going 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and I'm kind of lifting my fingers up, not off the strings, but just relaxing so most of the notes are muted. Not all of them. You can hear the G string ringing out there still. I could choose to mute it if I want, but I feel like the original recording is more about this. If I don't do it, you can hear 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and verses 1, 2, and... It's kind of subtle, but it does make a difference. All you're doing is just pressing your fingers down a little harder, just as hard as you strum, and then relaxing them. Don't lift them off the strings, because that'll give you the open strings ringing out, and that's not the sound that we're after either. So just 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and all down strums with this hand. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and then it's D, and again D, straight back to the E minor. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, and I completely missed it there. Funny. Okay, it's playing the open 5th string, hammer the 2nd finger down on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then you leave it down and play the open D string, and then 3rd finger going down for the other spot for that E minor chord. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and... It's the kind of riff that you want to just do really nice and slowly and make sure that you got the rhythm of it right as well as the notes. Most times you probably start without the rhythm and just get the notes right first, make sure that you're clear on what you're playing. But as soon as you can do that, try and add the rhythm in just real slowly. So going like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and... Okay, this 3E and a 4, and so the E and the R, this is 16th note counting, where we divide each beat into 4. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Could be that you haven't encountered that before. It's not very difficult if you think of it that way. I'm giving you the count so that you're clear on that, but actually a riff like this, you probably know goes doom, da 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 da, ba da 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 boom. If not, listen to the recording a bunch of times and program the sound of the riff into your musical imagination so that you can, if you know what it's supposed to sound like, you've got a good chance of making your fingers do the same thing. So don't get hung up on the count. The reason I'm doing the count is hoping that it'll help solidify your confidence in what the rhythm is. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's really about listening. Music's about listening and feeling it. So try and listen to the song enough that you know how it goes as well. Let me go through the riff a couple more times nice and slowly. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and all down picks. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and... So nice and slowly on that. One thing that is maybe another kind of slightly more advanced thing is he goes 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, and 1, and... I always feel like it's easier to learn it as 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 3, and a 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... But I feel like that's more a representation of what's on the record. There's more than one guitar part on the original recording as well, so it's kind of trying to make up one part out of all of it. I think that's part of the key to doing a good version, at least for me. So intro is the harmonica part, then it does that riff twice through, and then we start on the voice. So the verse is starting on the E minor, so E minor, I wanna C, D, I wanna G, E minor, I've been a C chord for a D of G, E minor, it's these a C chord, D that never G's, E minor, keep me searching for a G of gold, C, and I'm getting old, C to G. It does that again. This is obviously in the chorus. E minor searching for a G of gold, C, and I'm getting old, C to G. Then we're into the next harmonica section. Now, the rhythm for the chorus part gets a little bit more complicated. One of the wonderful things about Neil Young, though, is he's really, really, really consistent with his strumming hand. So he's making this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all down strums all the way through. You watch a live video of him, his strumming hand is super consistent, and his technique is incredible because he's able to keep that hand moving and be able to pick out individual strings and really kind of add embellishments in while keeping that hand absolutely consistent. So that would be something that I think you really want to work on there. Let's go through that again. The verse is super easy. There's nothing really going on there at all. The chorus I want to start digging into a little bit more detail on. So verses 3, 4. So E minor, I wanna C, D, I want a G, E minor, I've been a C chord for a D of G, E minor, it's these X C chord, D that never G's, into the chorus, E minor, that keep me searching for a G of gold, C, and I'm getting old, 1, 2, 3, and again, E minor. Keep me searching for a G of gold, C, and I'm getting old, 1, 2, 2, G. So that's the chord progressions. Actually, that's pretty much all of the way through. So now let's dig into a little bit more of the rhythm, and then I'm going to come back and revisit the chorus because there's some other chord approaches that you can use there which make it sound a little bit more like the original recording. So I already mentioned the consistency of Neil Young's right hand, his strumming hand. So at the moment I was just keeping it real simple, just doing down strums on the beat for the most part, except for the riff. But all of the verses, he's always got this. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now you might notice again. Da 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 da. Sometimes I'm putting in extra up strums. It's really difficult on the recording to hear exactly what he's doing, but when he's playing it live, it seems to be he's sticking to always this down strumming, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... But occasionally you get a little down up in there. But again, the hand is moving consistently. So if you add in some extra up strums just where you're feeling it, that's totally going to work. It's all about keeping the hand consistent with the movement first. You can add in whatever upstrokes you like. So as you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you go 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1. It's all, as long as you got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. As long as you've got that motion really consistent, you're going to be okay, right? So let's put that into context now and just think about playing this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all the time, right from the beginning. So even underneath the harmonica solo. So that was starting on the E minor. So 3, 4. Into the riff. Okay, the one time he's kind of breaking that movement is the doing that little riff part there. Otherwise the motion is super consistent, but you know that, right? There's just that little riff that you've got to sneak in there. Into the chorus then. So keep me searching for a heart of gold. Okay, obviously the rhythm's a little bit different now, but again, listening to it, knowing the song is going to be the thing that's most helpful, but let's talk about the count anyway. So E minor, keep me searching for a G of gold. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and And again, very likely that there's going to be some extra strums in there. It's not 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. It's not that rigid. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you can, part of the kind of the journey is starting with it pretty strictly to know what you're aiming for, but then relaxing into it enough that you might strum some of those extra strums, and that's totally all right. Neil doesn't play it exactly the same every time. It just doesn't, right? So just be aware of that. Again, I'll do the count, but listening to it is going to be the thing that helps you get that rhythm right. And again, playing along with the original recording. That's the best way to absorb this whole thing. Once you've got the basics down and you can play the chords, trying to play along with the original recording as soon as you can is going to be one of the biggest things that you can do to help yourself along. So one more time through the chorus. 3, 4, so E minor. Keep me searching for a G of gold. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Now, very often in the past, I've put on this little dun, 4, adding this, which isn't on the record. I don't know how or where it came from, but I've been playing it with that little rundown for years and years and years. But researching for this lesson and making sure that it hadn't drifted too much, that was one of the things I discovered. I've invented these little ways that I play it, which aren't on the original recording at all. But, you know, just in case you see a recording of me doing that, that's one of the things that I'd kind of added in there, which isn't there, which doesn't sound bad. You might like to add it in yourself. That would be absolutely legit. So it does that, then it goes into another harmonica solo, then it does a verse, then it does a chorus, then there's another harmonica solo, and at the end of that harmonica solo, it goes into a kind of a refrain, which is Keep Me Searching for the Heart of Gold part, but it's doing it just like on the intro, so it's going, keep me searching for a heart of gold, you keep me searching and I'm growing old, keep me searching for a heart of gold. Last time, I've been a miner for a heart of gold. And then it just does that same rhythmic figure that we've been using in the choruses to end the song, but without the vocal. I think there might be a little slight ad-lib vocal happening in there anyway. But that's pretty much the tune for the basic parts. There's one more thing that I want to add in there for more advanced guitar players, and that is at the end of the chorus where he's doing this. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. There's actually a difference. He plays it slightly differently, and that's using bar chords. So he plays the C like that instead of playing that, which is a lot easier. Just I think for the change of texture to make it kind of sit better as an arrangement when he plays it on his own. He plays C like that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. And then there's this little that he does. It's one of those. It's a subtle thing. You definitely don't need to be emphasizing it if you're not really going for it like the record. But I like it. So C, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and up, 4 and up. It's 2 upstrokes and up. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up. Keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I often put a little walk down there too, which again, it's not on the record, and I don't know where I got it from, but I've been putting that little walk down from the G back to the E minor in for forever, but it's not on the record, something that you might like to add in if you wanted to, but don't feel like you should, because it ain't there. this is one of those songs that is simple, but simple isn't easy. There's lots of different subtle things going on here with accenting of different notes. Just the feeling of it is not a super easy one if you want to really nail it. It's an easy song to play, in a kind of beginner way, but it's one of those ones where I feel like I'm okay at guitar, but I'm still working on trying to get this song closer to the record. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, I hear these new levels of depth or new things to notice, and I feel like that's one of the beautiful things about Neil Young's music, is these different levels of subtlety that you can listen to, or that you pick up after repeated listens. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how to play all of this song. Oh, one other little tip. A thick plectrum. Normally on acoustic guitar I use a thin pick, but I feel like a thin pick sounds a little bit too crispy and bright for this song. Not exactly sure what Neil Young was using, but for me, to get the sound right, I definitely required a thicker plectrum. So you might want to explore that using a thicker pick than you might normally use on an acoustic guitar, just for getting the tone right. Let's have a little talk about harmonica. So I've got here a harmonica brace, so you can wear it over your head if I can not have my microphone here. I adapted this little bit of metal here because I wanted the harmonica to sit off on one side a little bit more. Mostly when I was playing live a lot, I did a singer-songwritery thing for many years, playing a lot of harmonica, and I found it annoying to have the harmonica sitting right in the middle of me when I was trying to sing on the microphone. So I just put this little kind of funny thing on it, just in case you're wondering what the hell that is. Now it's a G harmonica, regular like marine band, I think is what Neil Young uses. I'm using a brand called Danica harmonicas, which is like an all metal construction thing. They're incredible harmonicas, also very expensive, but they last for ages and you can swap the reeds out fairly easily. If I'm just going to give you some tips on starting on harmonica, because I don't feel like I'm not going to try and explain what holes I'm blowing and sucking into, because I don't even know. I didn't count them or anything. So the trickiest part, at least when I got started on harmonica, is realizing that you're after just playing one note at a time, right? So you can... A lot of people start off with harmonica with that, just blowing like a big group of notes at the same time. So the first thing you probably want to get started with is trying to figure out just playing one note at a time. So you're kind of pursing your lips a little bit. I'm definitely doing something with my tongue, but I can't really describe. It's more like I'm kind of whistling on a hole that's too big. But that's the first thing, is realizing you can get individual notes. And just trying to get the blow and the suck off each different hole so that you can hear the notes individually. And then I'm literally just mucking around to try and figure out how to get the Neil Young ones. And I have tried to learn it a little bit, but most of the time when I'm playing it for real, I'm not trying to play it exactly the same as him. I'm trying to kind of improvise roughly on the same one. Often I play the first solo the same, just because it's very iconic. People recognize it or whatever. So, so let's blow, blow, suck, blow, suck, blow, blow. Right? I don't even know how to describe it, but if you get yourself a G harp, try and find the one note thing, and then just experiment and see if you can get it. Of course, when he's playing, it's a mixture. Sometimes you choose to use more than one note, so he does that. So there's little bits, and it's rhythmically a little bit more challenging, I guess. But that really is the best tip I can give you, is trying to figure out how to play one note at a time, and then just listen to the original recording in little sections and try and copy each little bit. That's all I've done. But I also, like I said, it's more fun for me just to kind of improvise within it and kind of roughly doing it something like what Neil did. But I haven't sat down and tried to transcribe it and nail it exactly down. I'm just, using his music as a template for something to learn for the harmonica. So, like I said, if you're going to do it with the guitar, then you definitely need a brace. I don't even know. Am I going to get it off without my hat? Yeah, I can't even. I don't even know who made this particular brace. I do like the ones with the little things that hold the harmonica at the back. It doesn't even say who made this anywhere on it at all. Oh, there's something written underneath. Made in Germany. So I'm going to suspect it's a K&M brand, just because most of my stuff that I buy is K&M brand because it's really well made. Anyway, maybe that'll give you a bit of a starter. Harmonica in G, and then a good dose of experimenting will probably get you over the line on that. Sorry, I can't be more help. There are transcriptions of solos I've seen with harmonica that show you exactly what holder, blow, and suck into, but I've never ever used one. I've only ever learned just by experimenting, and so therefore I feel like that would be the way I'd recommend for you to do it, because I can play loads of Neil Young songs on harmonica, and I've only ever done it that way. So do check that one out. Yeah, really hope you enjoyed this song. We've got tons of Neil Young lessons over on the website, so do go and check it out. I'm a huge fan of his work, and this is a remake of one that I probably didn't do as accurately a good long time ago. So yeah, really hope you've enjoyed this one. Do go check out the website. Check out the JustinGuitar Lessons and Songs app as well if you want some amazing backing tracks to play along with. I don't think there's any Neil Young on there because there's some licensing issue or something with that, but loads of other great tracks that are really good fun to play along with. Have yourself an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Bye bye.